Hello, welcome to the bar zone. I must say that I'm kind of agitated at HV Lap. I have this sneaky suspicion that's really Joe Fosco. Even Tasto says that he goes in everybody's comment and he pretends he's a different person. He's been in my comments a few times saying stupid things instead of seeing the reality of the situation. He's mega the truth. Okay, worried about silly things. I have a feeling it's him, or maybe it could be somebody else. I don't know. But anyway, I want to bring up a few more things to that person. You know, whether it's him or somebody else. Like an enemy of the murdered. Yeah, can you remember this? I'm somebody who has a website, okay, and I have this thing where I can go on my stats and I can check the way the people go into the website. And somebody went into my website, and it was really weird the way it went in. You know what they went in? They went Michael DePhillips Jr. gay. Does that sound familiar? What about this Einstein person that's in the planning of the Chicago outfit on tape? What about that? What about that Lone Star? If Lone Star was sincere, why isn't that Lone Star ever answering any of the questions I have back? I mean, are they setting up Joe Messino? There's a possibility. I know that Joe Messino went into Tasto's and made a comment, one of his videos, that he did not do that. He didn't do it. Okay? Which leads me to believe that maybe there's young guys. Remember we talked about psychics? They're saying about these young guys in their 20s with hoodies. That's what one psychic told me. And he's a little older than that. I just, you know. Anyway, FYI, first of all, what I'd like to let you know is that the missing person Anthony Catalano case was reopened 4 months ago. FYI, because of me. Joe Fosco didn't know it. If he's a reporter, then why doesn't he know anything about that? Okay? FYI, go on the internet. Okay? GEN said the police reopened the case. There's the Tribune, the Sun-Times. That's all on the internet. The purpose of this is to get people to come forward. And it's amazing that I'd have somebody argue with me over something petty. I mean, what do you need to know? Okay, yes, Anthony Catalano at one time did live in Elmwood Park. He has parents in Roselle and Plainfield. Why is that important for you to know that it has to be Chicago? Yeah, and how do you know where his condo is? That's the thing. Did this crime scene happen in front of his condo, or did it happen across the street, which is Norwich? I mean, why is that important? What exactly do you know about that case? I find that pretty strange. You know, and the other thing, and I meant to bring it up in this, but Joe Fosco emailed me, and I showed it in another one of my videos. He emailed me, and I actually put a web page. It's called You Got Mail from Joe Fosco. Look under Anthony Catalano, Chicago Missing, and look at it yourself. Okay? I put that up because I want to know exactly why he emailed me this. He emailed me the fact that a year ago, Michael D, meaning Michael DePhillips Jr., the guy, that his sister confirmed for him that Nick Rada was at Michael D's funeral log, was signed in. Well, first of all, the first thing I thought, oh my God. Then the second thing I thought, a year ago? Okay, a year ago. I started thinking, and I emailed a few people and a few friends that I have in the Catalano family, and I was thinking, well, why would that have been a subject a year ago? Now, and I hate to break my own pretty balloon, but what if he's lying as usual? What if he made that up? And there's just other things on there. I tried to test. There's somebody that came in that was the daughter. I think that was Joe. Joe comes into these things pretending he's different people. He may be schizophrenic. Okay, I'm talking about Joe Fosco. I tried to test her to ask her mom on various things that only her mother would know. Okay, I watched the DePhillips kid grow up. Okay, I was saying nice things. The thing is that it's too strange. I have a feeling that maybe this Joe Messino, I mean, we do have, that I showed you before, that Joe Fosco emailed me, okay? He, emailed me. Well, he, in his comments, SQE, that he was saying that the method is their preferred method, using a knife. But then, you know what? What if the real killer is Nick Retta and the guys that are Nick Retta's age, and they are framing him or trying to? What if that person, Have Laugh, might be that person, the real killer? I think there's a much younger crowd. Okay, and I'm here because I'm trying to gather people to come forward. Class of 1998, Elmwood Park. Okay, how hard can that be to understand? Okay, the thing is that there is somebody out there that's trying to blow the smoke somewhere. Lone Star, I mean, yeah, that's where Anthony Catalano hung out, Piazza Cafe. Well, why did somebody, Lone Star, come in there and his other friend, Ripley, or Jet Ripley, whatever his name is, Chet Ripley, come in there and say that they think that that's where Joe Messino pushed his drugs? I have a feeling that maybe that there's somebody else out there. Maybe this isn't Joe doing this. All I know is that there's a lot of suspicion, and there's a lot of stuff that leads to probable cause. Okay? FYI, I went to the police station. Now let me tell you about my experience when I went down there. Okay? There's a huge, just large Mexican guy, and I had said to him a few different things. I had said, you know, and I've been saying that on Joe's website for the whole year that passed, that I've never once seen Michael DePhillips hang with Anthony Catalano. And he said, that's right. Do you ever hear somebody that when they catch you on something that's right? That's what he said. Also, when I went down there, I showed him that story that said, were Anthony Catalano soldiers for Dr. Giotina and Michael DePhillips? Were they soldiers? There's 3 detectives in the room, okay? And that detective opened that up on his computer, and I told him what page to go to. He learned about it for the first time, okay? There's something wrong here. There's some miscommunication, or Joe is bullshitting, and he's running from getting caught. Yeah, it's really, really strange. I mean, there's just a lot of strangeness. Why do I feel there's an overcast of somebody always watching? Who is this Einstickle that came in there? And he is saying that it's either planning on outfit caught on tape, saying that depends on who's the victim. Okay? You're saying who's the, you know, that you saw that white car in front of the boyfriend of Michael DePhillips' mother's house, and his boyfriend's house in Addison. So you know where that is. You know where that house is in Addison. Have you been there? Why? Because your cousin Joe Messino goes there? Or you've been there? Because you know the business of Michael DePhillips Jr. That's why you signed in on the funeral log. Okay? Just like you, I consider it an email. You emailed me, Michael DePhillips Jr. gay. He's got an enemy out there. Okay? Somehow it may or may not be what Joe said, but it's in the category of the area. Probable cause is out there. I'll tell you another thing that happened to me with the detectives. Did you know that the detectives asked me to? I'm a straight A student with art. Okay, I have a graphic design degree, and they asked me to draw a picture of the detective, and I did, like that. The thing is that I have an eye for art, and I remember somebody, and I remember Nick Retta acting in a pretty strange manner. There's something going on, and there's something sneaky though. What else did we talk about? Oh, what lately? FYI, the new news this week, which is week of Valentine's week of 2012, they just got 15 new leads from me. Okay, and yes, there is probable cause that I have, and the detectives have, on Nick Retta. So some of those leads are not all Joe Messino and not all Nick Retta. Some of those leads were the original leads before this all existed. I went back over that first. I wanted to remind the detectives what I told them 2 years ago. And 2 years ago I talked to them about somebody in the food industry. And I saw DeFonso. And let me tell you something. There's only one person that knew where I could be found during that 2009 fall, October, okay, where I could be found, and he knows who he is. He has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, with Joe Messino, any Messino family, any Retta, nothing, okay. This is an original lead, and his road leads to DeFonso and the trucking industry and the food industry, okay? Trying to figure out, I mean, these are all leads, okay? One lead may be stronger than the other, but I will tell you one thing. Here's what I saw in a particular place. I don't want to say where, but a tall, thin, frail man, white hair, okay, with a small nose. Now, who is this? He's in his late 70s, early 80s. An older man. He wasn't dressed up in a suit, okay? In the place that I was in, I followed him to the window, and he stood in front of his car and stood up, and I looked at him, okay? There's only one person. He hung around with Tony Catalano, okay? There's only one person that knew where I was, okay? And I tried to write a letter to that person to tell them about the person, this Retta. I didn't know Retta existed then, but just a particular gentleman that I saw. There's two that I saw, two different situations. So he could tell Tony Catalano's best friend Spike and some of the other guys that, hey, watch out for these two guys. I saw something. The guy had an Italian leather jacket, one of those brim hats. It turned out to be 2 or 3 years later Nick Retta. This is not the point. This guy was so cold and really arrogant to me and had no feelings. And I've told the police this, and I rewrote it so he could understand it. Those are only leads, okay? Could be Messina, it could be anybody, but the original lead was brought back up to them because I want that investigated. There's only one person that would know where I was found, okay? And how would DeFonso know where I was, Johnny DeFonso? Why would he care? Why would he care? There has to be something with it. See, you fluctuate back and forth. Is it Chicago outfit? Because this guy's Chicago outfit. This guy told me once that he and his wife were worth $2 million together. Whose money? Probably DeFonso, okay? Police have that right now, okay? And looking at it and say, well, which is the stronger of all the leads, okay? Tony got himself in trouble somewhere in the neighborhood. And I know that if they would have found out, don't you think that they would have found Michael DePhilip's phone number and back and forth with Tony Catalano? I told Joe Fosco that a year. But there's only one connection, and that's Nick Retta. because I saw Michael DePhillips Jr. and just right after that I saw Necreta. Okay, but why is he acting sneaky? There's only one reason. Okay, it's because he had something to do with Tony Catalano. As I told the detectives, Michael DePhillips Jr. was alive. So this was the late August, I believe, that I saw him, 2009. Okay? I saw his mother a month later. Okay? Let me think. And we were going back to this thing in Addison. She's looking at me funny. I don't know, staring at me. That's why Einstein's go, if you've got something to say, go ahead and say it. The main thing is I want to get people to come forward, okay? Somebody somewhere has that one lead that's going to kick them all over, okay? I have several leads, okay? This is the Bar Zone.